What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? We are back.
Hey. What's happening, family?
We're back. We're back. We're back in the saddle.
Yeah.
We're back. We're back. We're back in the saddle. Yes. So you know what time it is, baby. It's Candid Talk Radio, and I'm in the studio with my main guy, my brother. Yeah, I'm still calling him my brother Dion.
Yeah, it's me again, and I'm back with my mistress of the dark because she bit me about 20 years ago, and I can't leave her, so I'm a slave. That's what happened, y'all.
Lies, all lies. What's up, my sister Renee? This your girl Chris. We back, y'all. We missed you
What's
all. We
up?
hope you all. Well, we know you missed us because all the texts and stuff. When y'all coming on?
Yeah.
When y'all back? When
Yeah.
y'all this? Well, guess what? Tonight we here. Excuse the. I just had a facial, so I gotta let it marinate. So
And it didn't do nothing. Meanwhile, on this side of the ranch.
Anywho, we are back in the studio. We are excited to be back. We've been gone for a minute.
Man, quite
Life
a while.
has happened.
Quite a while.
It made a year in December that we were
Really?
on hiatus. Yeah,
Wow.
it made a year in December. I know Earl really missed us. And he's glad to have us back. Hey, my little sis Audrey. So we back trying to make it do what it do. We miss being in the studio. We see that it is COVID protected. Thank God they got the thing between me and Dion. I can't get none of his cooties or nothing.
Right.
So
I have garlic and a cross on this side, so she can't come over even if she wanted to. So
whatever.
She know what time it is.
Whatever. It just makes no sense that he's always with the garlic and whatever whatever.
The truth.
One day it's a silver
TROOF.
bullet, the next day it's garlic. He don't know if I'm a
Whatever,
vampire or
right.
a werewolf. He does not
She's
know.
a hybrid. She worse than Blade, y'all. That's what it is.
Whatever. So what's been going on with you, man? Like we've been gone literally a year off the air.
It has been quite a while. And like you said, though, life has happened. Again, with this pandemic and everything being pretty much shut completely down, you just trying to dodge that bullet. That's all we've been trying to do, and for everybody that made it through, thank God we made it through. And condolences and prayers out to those who didn't make it through because a lot of people didn't, but we just real life working and trying to take care of the family. If you were able to stay home, then that was perfect for a lot of people, which a lot of people still are. And if you had to be out there in it, mask, and I washed my hands so much, my hands looked like Chris's face after a while. They were so white, man. So I lost all the color and melanin in my hands,
Wow.
So, but that's what I had to do, just to make sure that I was safe. I washed my hands more than I ever have in my entire life the last year. And I washed my hands quite often, to be honest, but it was just a part of the program. So we did what we had to do to get through it. So
yeah, and it's unfortunate. Over 500,000 deaths.
500,000.
And they said that's more than people that died in the Civil War, World War I, and World War II.
Yep.
500,000 deaths. And Dion and myself, we both had COVID.
Yeah.
Probably right around the same time or right after each other,
Right.
and didn't know it.
Yeah.
We didn't know we had COVID. 2020 has been it was just a year.
It was a stressful year. It was stressful.
I lost my mom.
Yeah.
Back in August.
Yeah.
I lost my mom back in August, and I lost my college roommate back in October.
Wow. So there was a lot going on.
And then right after, I was battling and fighting COVID,
and
I was down. I was down for the count, and it was. I'm still having some residual effects from it.
Yeah.
My brother Malachi, he's on here. He ended up with COVID as well, and I'm glad he's doing back. Hey, Tori.
Wow.
It's just something when you have to go through these things and you don't know what to expect, and you're hearing that people are dying left and right.
Exactly.
So again, people take care of yourself. It's still very
Please
prevalent.
do.
The numbers are only down because we've had all this snow, and you know how you black folks are. Y'all don't like to come out in the snow. That's why the
Right.
numbers are down.
Right. Thank goodness
Let's
it wasn't
just keep it real.
summertime.
That's why the numbers are down.
Yeah.
Then Negroes be like, I ain't going out there. It's too much snow. But hey, that's what it is.
Yeah,
Hey, my
keep
my
you
sister
safe, so
Heather, all the way from New York
that'll
in the
work.
house. All the way from New York. We got New York in the house, y'all.
Yeah.
So Yeah, I mean it's down, but let's try to keep it down. If we and the thing about it, if we would have followed these rules before snow, it probably wouldn't have been as bad as it is. So with that being said, we talking about that. We don't even want to really focus on the pandemic and the COVID. But we got a new president in 2021. What's up, Joe Biden? What's up, Kamala Harris? So glad that we got the little orange man from out of office.
Yeah, that was really a trying time as well,
That was a
because
pandemic by itself. He did not want to
absolutely,
leave. How do you
absolutely.
not want to leave?
The funny thing about it, and I said this, I talked to a bunch of friends about it, is like, how is it that you can accept losing to the point where you saying, I refuse to leave? That's what we did when we were like 10 years old. When we playing softball in the parking lot, when we was playing, we didn't get picked for football. Then, you're going to take your ball and go home. You know what
But
I'm
he's
saying?
always been a childish president. He's always had that childish mentality.
Yeah, this is
But the
true.
fact that they didn't impeach him, like, dude, that means here we come, 2024, he's running again.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it's unfortunate, but he's going to run again in 2024.
Yeah,
You
from
know,
from what I was told, he's either going to run or he's going to be the puppet master. Which where you're going to have his hand up to whoever they pick
no,
for
he's
the
going to run
Republican
again because
Party.
he
So
liked that control. He liked that publicity. He loved the camera. He loved to be able to say whatever he wanted to say and got away with it because he was the president of the United
yeah,
States of America.
yeah.
It just shows you that how our society in America has just gone completely to hell.
Well, here's the question I have with what you're saying, and a lot of people seem to think the same thing, and I don't agree because my thing is, if you got pretty much destroyed 4 months ago, what's going to stop it from happening again 4 years from now? You know what I'm saying? That's my question. Is just like, if it was bad then, what you think? Again, more people are going to be even more awake and aware, and they are going to be, even if you were 16 4 years ago, you'll be 20 in 4 years, so you're going to be able to vote. They saw what you were about, so what makes you think that now you're going to get them or enough people to sway your way again?
Well, because the powers that be, the ones who stormed the Capitol and all that, they're right now, they're still recruiting. They're changing. They're recruiting now in numbers. They're recruiting now. They're
Yeah.
preparing. These next 4 years, they are going to use this to drive up Trump to a popular vote, to drive up Trump to whatever they can. And as Malachi said, the Republicans were never going to impeach him. It would have
We
set
knew
their
that.
party back
We knew
at
that.
least 2 terms.
Yeah, we knew that.
So it's crazy when you think about that we let a psychopath run the United States of America.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't think a
You
lot
know.
of people were really aware, because truthfully speaking, if you think about it, it was one of the lowest voter turnouts in the history
Hey,
of the
sis
election. You know what I'm saying?
Leslie.
4 years
Thank
ago.
you.
So, a lot of people were just skeptical about Hillary Clinton and things like that. So we get it. But again, 4 years later, you've seen the carnage, you've seen the destruction, you've seen, what this cat is about. So
Right.
why would we go back to it? I was talking to somebody at work about this, I think yesterday or today, and I was saying the thing is, again, yeah, granted, in 4 years he'll be able to run and whatnot, but what are you going to offer different? And not only that, the people that, from what we saw after the whole January 6th, the insurrection, the whole thing was, most of these people were, I mean, to be politically incorrect, PWT. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these people were in financial stresses and still are in financial stresses. And a lot of them, crazy as it may sound, they realized after they went in jail,
I don't have no
a couple
poly and
weeks later.
ester on. What are you talking about? This is cashmere. You need to know your stuff if you're gonna be looking at me on the camera, Malachi Dean.
That's pure lying. She killed it with her own bare hands, just like
Whatever. And
what you call
don't
him,
do
father
that.
coming
Don't do.
to
Why you got
America.
to come for me? I've been nice to you so far tonight.
So
Y'all see how he do me? We even went for pizza before we came here and everything, so we could talk because we hadn't hung out since
wherever.
since Bonefish.
Yeah, that was last July.
Since
That was like
back
July,
last summer.
August.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Malachi is such a hater. It's like every time if I'm on Facebook, he is such a hater, stalker. You know.
You know what? Facebook friends and family, I don't know. I'm having some problems with my privacy settings. Every time I click on friends, it won't stay on friends. So
Were you trying to just add somebody now?
no, I'm just trying to go live. And again, my wife just texted
Hey,
me, told me
Daryl.
she can't see me on Facebook
That's
live.
because
So
you have no friends. That's why when you click on, you can't go to friends. You have none. Like you
I'm
have no
sorry. Does
friends.
anybody else hear an ill wind blowing this
You
way?
have no friends. So
I'm
that's
just
it.
wondering. I'm just wondering.
Whatever, Malachi. You and Malachi need to come do this show together because y'all just
Hey,
hilarious.
I'm here every
Hey,
Thursday,
Earl, is
bro.
this
So
still a
come holler.
no profanity zone? Dang. So we're still at a no profanity
That's
zone
all
here at
right.
Intellectual
I know
Radio.
where you parked. I can meet you out in the parking lot too. That's all good.
Take it off private. Earl said take your phone off
I
private.
did. I did. I took it off private.
Earl, he has no friends. Let's just make it what it is. He has no friends. Like let's just keep it 100. So Malachi,
So
you're going to come do the show. Malachi is going to come do the show. How about that?
hey,
Um,
great. Hey, man. Like I said, most definitely come on down, man. We love to have you, man. We love to have you.
so let me say this. So I do have I not that I meant to tell you, but I do have a person that's coming in. Her name is Kelly Fair. She is the CEO and founder of Polished Pebbles. It's a
Okay.
young mentoring for young girls, 7 to 17, I believe it is. We'll be
Okay.
having her on in the next couple of weeks.
Okay. Cool.
I just wanted
Cool.
to make sure we got in. We also will have the CEO of Chili's.
Oh, okay.
She wants to come on and talk.
Okay.
She's even talking about flying in just so she can be. And she doesn't want to do it by phone. She said
Perfect.
she wants to actually come in and
Not a
do the show
problem.
with us.
Not a problem.
Huh? No,
I've had several of my work friends.
you have no friends. Daryl says, "Welcome back." Thank you, Daryl. We are
If
so happy to be there.
you
We
all
be
listening,
back.
John Deere, Darren Scott,
Oh, she won't be here, Malachi. We kind of put her on punishment because she makes Dion nervous. Also,
who?
Juanita,
Juanita don't make me nervous.
Tasha.
No.
She said she was thinking about coming and then she didn't show up.
Please
So
do. Look, hey, the more the merrier. That's the way I'm looking at it.
if anybody ever wants to come and join us in the studio, guess what?
Absolutely.
We would love to have
Wide
you.
open.
Come on
Absolutely.
down and sit in the studio with us and just come kick it with us and we can have this a little
Please.
session going on. You guys ought to see our studio. The owner of the studio has put so much work and love into this studio. It's really a really elegant studio. So you guys should come down and check us out one time
Yeah.
and see how you
Yeah.
like it. He took the pool table. That's what's missing. The pool table is gone. Wait.
Ping pong table. That's what it's been, ain't it, Earl? For quite a while. Yeah.
Where? Oh, is that what's on top of there? Oh,
Like I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted by my midget friend. I have plenty of friends that wanted to come to the show. Plenty of my work friends have been asking for
I
the
want my
last
OES
year
sisters to come on the show with me.
to
Hey, my brother
come
Tommy and my
come and
brothers.
hang out, come and discuss specific topics. I told them we don't really have a specific topic, but whatever comes
Daryl, you
across,
better come.
we'll definitely converse about. So like I said, John
Hey,
Deere,
Lasita.
Darren, Scott.
Hey, honey.
I
How
know
are
ain't
you?
nobody gonna see this until later because for whatever reason my privacy settings I messed up, and every time I change it, it changes right back. So if anybody knows how to change my privacy settings permanently or back to where it was before I start having this issue, I would appreciate it if you all send me a text message or something and
You
let me
have
know
no
how to do it.
friends to
So
text you. Like,
uh,
dude.
before I end
No,
up
I'm not
having
itching.
to
This is not a wool
drive a
sweater, you
stake right
psycho.
through Chris's chest like it was supposed to have been done by Van Helsing and everybody else involved
Wait,
years
what
years
was
years
supposed to be
ago.
done on my chest?
A wooden stake through your heart.
Anyway, I
So,
cannot with you.
but anyway,
So everybody wants to say to us, like, when will you guys be back? I mean, they were
Yep.
sending topics in.
Yep.
They were like, okay, what's this? What's that? But of course, we were on hiatus for about a year. We didn't know that we were going to be on hiatus for a year.
right.
And he Earl is just sending us stuff. We gonna stop talking to the producer right now because he don't appreciate us. He telling me about 2 other people. Like, you don't appreciate that we're here.
Well,
One is real busy, and the other one just had another baby. So,
well,
yeah.
the thing is, like I said, whenever and Chris said, whenever you all ready, come down. Just give us a call. Let us know you coming, and we'll definitely be happy to have you and be able to fit you in somewhere.
Yeah. And we can even make y'all feel part of the family. $10 will get you this beautiful intellectual radio
Check
T-shirt,
it out.
and we got it in black and white. We got it they're black and white, and then we got it in
white and black.
Hey, I did that opposite, but y'all know what I meant.
She
Y'all,
colorblind,
come on,
so it
y'all
don't
know what I
matter.
meant. I ain't even had nothing to drink, and I'm tripping. So y'all know what I meant. So if anybody got a topic, we gonna let y'all shoot. We gonna take one of y'all topics today.
Call in. Again, the phone number is 708-223-8953. Give us a call. Like I said, shoot us a text or
Yeah.
at
Well,
least
our
touch
producer
down.
said he got one.
Oh, okay.
But you gonna if you break over that open at 1738, then we'll talk about your stuff.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on,
Look,
man.
not
That's my
not
drink
not
of
unless you
choice.
got some peach crown or something, or my favorite, some wine.
No, 1738 is top of the line for me.
Yeah, give it to him because he never had it outside nowhere else. But go ahead.
Better than drinking blood, Chris.
The shot, yes or no? So my producer wants to know: should you get the shot, the COVID-19 shot? Yes or no? They have one by Moderna, they have one by Pfizer, and then Johnson and Johnson
Pfizer.
just came out with
Yeah.
one.
They just started offering at my job about 3 weeks ago, and quite a few people, quite a few of my coworkers have gotten it. Of course, we know not just here in Illinois or this part of the country, but there's a disproportionate number of black and brown people that are afraid to get the shot because they're
Hey,
skeptical,
Alicia.
and understandably so. So,
I can't
from
stand you, Malachi.
from what I've been told, the shot is not that painful.
So
Because some of my coworkers have gotten a second shot, but they've experienced some little side effects. Can't keep their eyes open and things like that, some pain and whatnot. But overall, they said it's not as bad as people think that
Daryl,
they
why do
are.
you
So
say no shot?
I think at some point we're going to all have to end up getting a shot. Me personally, I'm trying to hold off until AstraZeneca because their shot is effective. If you have the virus, you cannot spread it to anybody else as well. And then it is, I want to say, it's like 90 something percent effective. So,
But so is the Moderna shot.
so is the Moderna shot.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know about if you have it already, can you still spread it to people like the AstraZeneca shot can be? So,
I think that what was said was, well, if you said no to the shot, give us a call and tell us why. 708-223-8953. I was against the shot totally.
mm-hmm,
I was.
mm-hmm.
But after I got COVID, I'm like, shoot me up.
Right.
Shoot me up
Give
because
me the hot dose,
I
y'all.
never want to go through that. And I had pain.
Mm-hmm,
I had pain in my shoulder where I got it at. I had a low grade fever.
mm-hmm,
Um, I also every time I ate, couldn't feel like I had to like throw it
oh,
up.
wow.
I could not sleep,
Mm-hmm,
and that was just the first one.
wow.
So what it was told to me was that it was working because I had already had COVID in my body
Okay.
previously. So
Okay.
they
Yeah.
said that was the shot just working.
Okay.
So I go back on March 18th
Okay.
to get the
The
second
shot.
dose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I actually feel like since I've gotten a shot, my breathing has gotten a lot better
Oh,
from
that's
me
good.
having COVID.
That's
I
good.
still feel a certain way every once in a while, but like going up the stairs was really hard for me. And I'm
Yeah.
one of them people that always running upstairs and
Yeah.
running downstairs, and
Yeah.
it was like, oh dang, I'm on step number 4. I ain't made it yet,
Right.
but I was honestly out of breath. So Daryl said he's never had a flu shot. Um, I'm not for the shot. Malachi, call in and tell us why. Carolyn said yes, she's going to get it. Daryl said I'm healthy, no sickness. If it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. Okay. Um, and Carolyn said having COVID-19 ain't no joke. Carolyn, I'm right there with you. I know it's not no joke.
Yeah.
But call in Malachi or Daryl and tell us why you say no to the shot. 708-223-8953. What is your reasoning besides the fact that it's only been out 6 months? That was my reason at first too. But what is your reason? Well, Daryl, I guess you say you're not sick, so it doesn't matter. So like you said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And obviously you haven't had COVID to have the feelings that the people that have COVID had felt. I mean, Dion, you had it, but are you saying no to the shot?
I'm not saying no to it. Again, I am skeptical about getting the shot, but I know at some point I'm going to have to end up getting it. So my thing is
708
of when I get it. Like I said, my job is offering it, and a lot of people have went for their second shot today this week.
Hey,
a lot
Maggie.
of people have gone. So I know, I plan
Hey,
on
Sister
traveling a lot
Tawana.
this year. So I think I will have to go ahead and get the shot sooner rather than later. So actually, my wife and I were just talking about this a couple weeks ago and last week, and I was saying that I'm gonna go ahead and
You're
probably
on
get the
Candid
shot
Talk
by
Radio on
middle of spring at least. That
intellectualradio.com.
way it won't be an issue
State your
coming up
name,
later
caller.
this year. Because I would like to get out and travel a little more. And with things going the way that they are, with the numbers seemingly going down, then we could
State
go
your
ahead
name.
and move it out.
It's Malachi.
Malachi who?
Don't play with me. Don't play with me, woman.
All right, brother Malachi Dean. So tell us what is your reason for not wanting to get the COVID-19 shot?
I am not convinced. Well, I guess I'm not convinced. A bad choice of words, but they just came up with the shot way too fast for me, and I have concerns about that. I mean, all the other shots that they've created took years to find the effective vaccine, and now all of a sudden they just come up with this vaccine for this shot. It has been long enough for it to be trial and error to see if it's even going to leave any side effects, years down the line. So I'm just not convinced, and I'm not comfortable. I mean, that being said, if with the type of work that I do, work being a city employee, if it's mandated, then I will have to make that decision. But if it's as long as it's free will, yeah, I'm not going to take the shot.
So, from my understanding, from the CDC, I had a couple of conversations with like 3 or 4 people from the CDC that they knew this virus was coming back when Obama was. So they actually started working on a vaccination back in 2014, 2015. That's why they were able to come up with something so quickly, because they knew that this was coming. And that was one of the reasons why the Orange Man dismantled that group. What were they called, Dion? We talked about that before. What was the group called that he had in place?
He took all of them. He fired everybody. I can't think of the name of it right now.
But it had something to do with the what is it called? What does anybody know what that group is called that Bush dismantled? Because it was Obama had put it together because he knew that this pandemic was coming. It was already talk about this, and that's so it wasn't that they just came up with it, and that's what I originally assumed.
Right.
But the fact that they knew and the Orange Man dismantled that group. What is the name of that group?
The name, but yeah. I'm not talking about recent as in last year. I don't think 6 years, 7 years is long enough to really know if a vaccine is effective. I mean, it took them decades to finally get the flu shot correct. So right. I'm not comfortable with the time frame, even with it being 2014.
And the way that as fast as they came up with it too, again, like you said, it takes a good 10 years. Now all of a sudden, in a matter of 3, 4, 5 months, y'all talking about now we got 2 or 3 out here. And the thing is, I know that they've done their homework, and I know they know a lot better than we do. But there's still a cause for skepticism again, and I'm kind of leery of that, because I don't want to get the shot today, then be like Chris and the third arm is growing from my back, by July. And so what do you do about that? You know what I mean? So it's just kind of scary, you know what I mean? So again, my grandmother had got it. My grandmother turned 100 last year, and she got her first shot. She got her shot.
Malachi, is it Malachi that need to speak up, or Dion?
Am I not speaking loud enough?
They didn't say who needed. They said probably Malachi, because they said they're trying to be cool. That's probably Malachi.
Okay. So my grandmother got her first shot back in November or December, I believe, and I believe she's had her second shot by now. So a lot of people haven't had any bad experiences with it yet. So I guess it's just a matter of me getting over my fear of things may be going wrong and stuff like that. And like I was saying earlier, I plan on traveling a lot this year, so I think I'm going to need to get the shot sooner rather than later anyway. So I'm going to have to really take a good hard look at it.
Because you're going to need that. You're going to need that card to travel. That's why they're giving you the card. So Alicia says she had COVID, and it's not a joke. But she's just not feeling safe with taking the shot. She says she's a scaredy cat. She said she had the flu shot years ago and got the flu bad. Never again. Wow. She said she's good, and she's just going to take care of herself.
Yeah, and that's definitely a good thing to do. I was watching the news, with the health specialists and the doctors and people part of the CDC and all that stuff. And from what I was watching last week, they were saying that we may end up having to take a COVID shot every year, just like the flu shot. They said that eventually the pandemic will end, but we just don't want it to just pop back up out of nowhere. So it just may become an annual thing. So there's still a lot of unknowns with this thing, and that's part of the skepticism as well, because now we've seen, like, in the last month and a half, 4 or 5 different variations, and from what I was told earlier this week, there are 400 or 500 different variations of the coronavirus. So we just don't know, what's what. And again, if this shot is good for 1 or 2, what about the other 398, 498? So there's still a lot of things to be concerned with. But again, what I'm saying is I'm gonna have to put my big boy underwear on and go out there and do something, and at least because something is better than nothing. So that's what I'm looking to do.
So Malachi, you got anything else you want to run by us?
I mean, everything he said was valid points. I'm skeptical about it.
Spell valid.
You said what?
Spell valid.
You lucky this is no curse zone, because I would go there.
Hey, Malachi, I told her I'm gonna meet out in the parking lot. Don't worry about it. I got you, bro.
I appreciate that, my brother. I
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
that. But no, just like the flu shot, they put strands of the flu in there as an antibody, and I just don't. Being that I've had it before, just looking at it from the other side of the spectrum, to have to go through a shot where that might be a possibility, I'm not convinced.
Okay, so you using your words tonight. I see. So spell spectrum. Okay, gotta go. Thank you for calling Candid Talk Radio.
You know what? I'm just going to add into what he was saying. I was actually watching the news this morning, and one of the doctors was saying how the vaccine works. Actually, we were in class, and one of the doctors was saying how they're like,
"Hey, Malachi, we're going to go ahead and let you go. Thank you for calling.
Take care, man. Appreciate you calling in." And he was saying how what happens is when they give you the vaccine, it recognizes the spikes in the virus.
That's what they said. Yeah.
And so he said when it recognizes spikes, what the body does is it sends out this message: "Hey, this is bad."
Stop it.
So the antibodies goes in and attacks it. That's what the virus of the vaccine does. So I mean, the way he broke it down,
look, Carolyn said, "Well, the Caucasian people are getting it, and so it isn't like Tuskegee." Because they wasn't getting it like the Tuskegee.
Yeah, I get it.
Carolyn, valid point. They were. And you right, Carolyn. They running to get this shot.
Right. Yeah, everybody
they
lining up for it. So again, like I said,
you see them in the hood trying to get it.
Right.
You know something wrong.
And did you see the other day? I think like last Thursday, Friday, the 2 young white women dressed up like old women trying to get it. They called them. Yeah, they had gotten the first one, but they recognized, hey, look, this is a wig. What are y'all doing? And
but they didn't have it. But they had no choice but to give them that second one,
because they wouldn't give it to them.
But they had the first one.
Yeah, but they said they wouldn't be eligible to get the second one. That's what they were saying. Now I don't know what happened after that, but when I was watching the story, the reporter was like, and you could hear the person who was, giving out the vaccine, like, now y'all won't be eligible to get the second shot because you all are taking away from somebody that actually needs it.
But how do we justify who needs it and when they need it?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know.
You can't just, they're 60. Let's give it to them.
Yeah. No,
or they're 80. Let's give it to them. I'm sorry, you 80. You got one leg in. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say it. You got one leg in there.
The thing is this,
you get one leg in. You got this younger population that got to keep the world going. That's just like they said. Kids can't get it, and young adults can't get it. But if you get underlying issues, then you can get it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can get it if you have underlying issues. So now Daryl's wife is a nurse.
Okay.
But she hasn't even gotten it.
Yeah.
So and that was strange to me because I thought they said that they had to get it in order to work with the public.
I think it depends. It goes from state to state because.
But do you feel like do you feel like if a job is making it mandatory, do you feel like that job is taking that person rights away from them by telling them they have to get the shot? To
mandate somebody? Yeah, absolutely.
Mandate it,
yeah, absolutely. They are, and they, we should always have the freedom of the choice to take it or not take it. And I'm glad that my job hasn't taken that stance, and I may have even jinxed it by now, because if y'all know where I work at, anything is possible in that rat hole. So we have to be careful with what we're talking about. But the thing is, of course, they would like for everybody to get the vaccine, and they would like for everybody to be covered as much as possible. And again, eventually, I think I will. I'm just trying to hold out to weigh all my options, not just the first 2 or 3 options that they put out there. If it's going to be 5, if it's going to be 10, then let me make the right choice for what I feel for me is. So not just, okay, take it because it's here, and
Right.
then we'll just
Right.
go from there. You know what I mean? So, but we'll see.
Yeah. Hey,
We'll see.
Audra. Now, Audra says, she said, hey, Chris, she said, as an educator, we have been pushed up to the front lines. So I got my first dose of the Pfizer brand on yesterday. So far, I feel fine. Just a little soreness, but no real side effects. I am scheduled for my second dose in 3 weeks. Now, see, I thought that they said teachers were not essential.
They are, and that, at least I know here that was part of the fight and why the kids aren't back at school. Because again, if you remember last year, they were saying, okay, by January, we're going to be back at school. And then they had to push it back because the teachers started to push back, and I get it. Hey, man, look, you sit in a census environment with 30, 40 kids or even more than that because our classes switch. And you'd given us no protection. So part of the teacher's argument was, hey, we need to be vaccinated as well, because again,
Yeah.
everybody is not going to be on the same page as we are. So all it takes is one.
And you don't know what people's home life is. You don't know what these kids, you don't know if these kids' parents are flying here, doing that, and doing. You just don't know. So you have to. And I'm a little upset because the teachers should have been first and foremost.
Exactly. If you want them to come back,
our kids are suffering.
Yeah.
Socially, not being in school.
Yeah.
So the teachers should have been in that same element with the doctors and the nurses and the firemen and the policemen and the paramedics.
I agree.
Then come your teachers. They should have been first and they should have been in line.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
rather pull these kids out and you go and you look into these underserved communities like Inglewood and Roseland, and these kids need to be in school. But you're saying, it's okay. Put them at home. How many of these kids did not have a laptop?
Right.
We know CPS don't have no laptops to get nobody. Right. We know that you have to look at the fact that these kids are suffering right now.
Absolutely.
Kids may not be bright students.
Right.
And my other thing with the CPS, yes, CPS and Lori Lightfoot, yes, I'm talking about you all. Because at the end of the day, you don't even know if these kids are getting meals at home because some of these kids depend on eating at school.
Yeah.
And you want to give out a little box snack here and there and say, drive up to the school and get it. But that still may not be enough for these kids.
This is
and
true.
you're not looking at the fact that these kids are our future.
Right.
What we gonna have another uneducated person running our office like that little orange man that just got out?
Yep. Come
on,
or
now.
Even worse. Yeah, even worse if it didn't get any worse. So you're absolutely right. I think, the powers that be need to wake up and see and smell the real reality, not just what they would like it to be, but understand where these kids are coming from and what their issues are that they're dealing with outside of the classroom. And I get it. They'll say, oh, yeah, we understand. We know that in this community, they're underserved. We understand this community. They may be like it, blah, blah, blah. But, your actions speak different, louder than words, and your actions are not equaling what your words say. You say one thing, but you're not backing it up.
If you go out into these south suburbs and in the north suburb, and I'm not going to even put the south suburb because I'm in the south suburb. My daughters, we had the option.
Right.
Your kid can go remote or your kid can go hybrid.
Mm-hmm.
I said my daughter staying home because my daughter's an honor roll student. It don't make no difference. She's an honor roll student at home or in school. But some kids are not built like that.
Right.
So, but when you go to these northern suburbs, they got the little COVID vans outside cleaning their schools.
Yeah.
What is CPS doing it?
Why can't we get that?
Doing it? Because you know why? Because they don't value our children's life in the city of Chicago. They don't value the children's life in Inglewood, in Roseland, in Little Village, in Pilsen. They don't value these kids because they want these kids not to be educated, to grow up and not be educated. They want our kids in these areas to keep filling up the prisons so they can keep getting the grants.
Sad but true.
So at the end of the day, they need to quit it.
Yeah.
Because see, they gonna make a sister move back to the city and run for mayor. That's what's gonna happen.
Right.
That's what's gonna happen. Because there's no reason on God's green earth that our children should be suffering because of this pandemic, and that you gonna make our teachers suffer and not take care of them. Just get in the classroom.
Yeah.
This shouldn't have been no union vote.
Right.
Guess what? They're not protected until you make sure all of these teachers get a vaccination if they want it. If you're not going to endanger that teacher, and that teacher endangers her family.
Yeah, absolutely. And
her
everybody
husband,
around.
her mother,
children,
No.
whoever they come in contact with, I mean, because this
Hey,
thing can
Sister
hop around and
Nikki.
spread around, faster than wildfire. So all it takes is one to affect many, So
Well,
yeah, you're
Audra
absolutely
said
right.
that they didn't get mandated. They just got pushed to the front of the line. That we just got the opportunity to get pushed to the front of the lines and not have to wait. Fortunately, herself and her immediate family have been blessed and have not been directly affected with COVID. But I prayed about it and talked it over with my husband, and I made the concise decision to go forth with it.
Okay.
So
Well,
I
good.
understand. And
Good.
then
Hey.
Daryl says CPS don't get those suburban dollars, but the powers don't care about the teachers, kids, and their families. It's not about the suburban dollars, and
Right.
and that's what I'm saying. Chicago is supposed to be one of the richest cities. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We are a tourist attraction out of this world.
Absolutely.
Where is all this so-called money going from?
In
Where did it go?
pockets.
Where's the money from the lottery? The lottery was supposed to fund the
To
schools.
schools 35,
Where's that
40
money
years
at?
ago.
So stop.
In people's pockets, honey.
But you know who fault it is? I don't blame them. You know who I blame?
The voters.
I blame us, the voters, that keep putting these same people in office. There is no reason that a man need to be sitting in office for 30 and 40 years in a I don't care who it is.
Yeah.
I just don't care. There should be terms on all these offices. You can only win. If you can win presidency twice, then you should be able to win these other offices twice and move on and let some new blood get in there.
This is true.
Because until something is done, unfortunately, these kids are suffering.
Absolutely, greatly. And they're suffering more than anybody else. They're the ones paying for it because, again, it's not just about, even if this thing was to end tomorrow, even if
Sister
everybody was to get vaccinated and by summertime everything's great, what these kids have lost is greater than anything, because now you have kids who, like you said, were just barely getting by. Now we're even further behind. Now we got to play catch up. We got to go to summer school, which of course we don't want to do. Then we got to play catch up through that. So of course the kids are suffering greater than anybody else. And like you said, they don't care. Here's the thing.
Are these kids that's going to get ready to? What about these seniors? Are they being prepared?
Yeah,
the seniors from last year. They pretty much was.
They got
were pretty much done.
They were done. Yeah.
But now you got the seniors and juniors of this year. Are they going to be prepared to go into college in the fall?
No, not how.
I watch my husband's grandson. He's schooling from our house.
Mm-hmm.
He's 4th grade. Every time I look up, he on a break.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Cam, what you doing?
Yeah.
I'm on a break.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean you're on a break? But then I look at my daughter Megan, who barely leaves out of her room.
Mm-hmm.
She like college classes.
Right.
Like she's boom. It's about how you raise your kids too. But a lot of kids don't have that structure that Megan has.
They don't.
She has like if Megan sees she's struggling in class, she'll say, "Mommy, I'm struggling." Or her best thing was, "Hey, Mommy, I signed myself up for tutoring." Is that okay?
Well,
girl, you ain't got to ask me. Go to tutoring.
She's smarter than the average bear, and that's a good thing.
Because I don't know it.
Right.
You better go to tutoring because I can't help you.
Right. All I can do is point you in the right direction, Shirley. I hope you get there.
So she was like, "Oh, I got tutoring for math and something else." She always never was a good fan of math, but she got an A in math. But for her, it was a struggle to get that A, and it was something else. That it was another class, maybe science.
Probably,
and Nikki, you're right. What about the freshmen? You're right. Even these kids coming in from 8th grade, are they going to be able to adjust as freshmen? Are the freshmen, their whole freshman year to me was completely messed up for them now.
Yeah, it was.
This is your introduction into high school. And look what I think that this whole pandemic, my biggest thing has been the kids. What is happening to our kids?
Right.
Why can't the powers that be make sure? And I've had this discussion. Oh, well, we don't have a lot of laptops. You know what? Cut your salary in half, Mayor. Send some laptops to these schools.
Yeah.
Chief of police, cut your salary. Aldermen, stop taking a salary. You guys got other jobs. Get that money to CPS so they can get laptops and stuff for the kids.
And I'm gonna go back to something.
Megan is 6th grade now.
A minute ago. The thing with the politician and the power that be is it's all about money in Chicago. And it's been that way since any of us were alive.
Daryl, you were right. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Since any of us were alive. And what they've done over the years is they perfected how to, you know what I'm saying, as they get blood from a turnip, you know what I'm saying, and all of that stuff. And so the thing is, as I became more of an adult, as I got older, I started to recognize it, and I realized why it was so important for Harold Washington to have one mayor, because he wasn't one of those guys that was in it for the money. He wanted, and truthfully speaking, even going to Lightfoot, she wasn't part of that machine. So she wasn't in it for the money. She just wanted some change. But with that being said,
let's keep it real. She was part of the cover up for Laquan McDonald. Yeah, I said it.
Absolutely.
And these are Chris Wilson Pugh's words. This is not the thoughts of IntellectualRadio.com, but they are my thoughts. And yes, she was part of the cover up of Laquan McDonald's murder.
Absolutely.
So, but Daryl said, if you think about it, years ago, society said kids are using too much screen time. 3 hours. Now you're forcing kids to be on devices for 6 to 7 hours. Andre says, hey, Andre, he says the pandemic has totally screwed up the academic structure that will have to be revamped now moving forward. We can't go back. He said, we already have a year of academic setbacks and trying not to go on two.
Right.
Well, hey, that's totally understandable. And, but what can we do as a society? These parents need to get together and go down and boycott CPS, go down and boycott Lightfoot, have your masks on while you're doing it. But it's time to just stop putting these people in office because they look good. Put them in office because they can do something.
Yeah.
This is Candid Talk Radio on IntellectualRadio.com. And you all can stay live. Okay, well, we can keep going. So we're going to keep going. If anybody got any questions, you want us to go next door? Are we good in here? Oh, hold on, you all. We are about to switch studios. Don't go nowhere because I'm just going to take my phone with me. Are we set up next door?